Get informed on what is happening in our political scenes and people who are making headlines in different parts of the country and the world, right here at TAS TV. Join me, LAVIN NYAGOWA, as I bring to you weekly news highlights that are factual every Friday at 4 o'clock. See you then.
This is the newest, most exciting entertainment show where nothing is off limits. We bring you real, authentic, and raw conversations. Enjoy good vibes, fashion, and lifestyle from your favorite celebrities. Fun, trending topics, games, and educative segments. Every Tuesdays from 3 p.m. and Saturdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. With me, LAVIN NYAGOWA and Hazel Jeru, only on The Unfiltered.
Good evening, dear viewers. Today, the 25th of May 2023, we are here to explore a battle that requires our attention and indeed some transformation. So joining me in studio today is a beautiful guest, an amazing lady, a champion of, you know what? Ending #end period stigma, period poverty, all that, anything to do with, you know, periods and menstrual flow, kila kitu. That's what we are here to talk about today. And being that the 28th of May is Menstrual Hygiene Day, what do you know about that particular day? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And also remember to follow TAS TV across all social media platforms. That is TAS TV Official on YouTube, TAS TV on Facebook, www.tastv.co.ke on our official website. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's episode. Hi Mercy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Unakaa nataka kukimbia.
Niko sawa.
Please introduce yourself, tell us who you are and why we are here today.
I'm Chepkorir Mercy. I'm a member at Boresha Jamii Initiative. Today I'm here to talk about menstrual hygiene. And more of it. Okay, so first things first, I understand you can make sanitary towels. How did you come to know about that? Jupia sisi tunataka kusoma. Okay, there was this time I was in a place and I just sat and thought about period poverty. As a girl, I know what that is. This is where people can't afford pads, and I thought of an idea that can come up with environmental friendly sanitary towels as well as reusable sanitary towels. These ones are washable so that each girl, whoever gets that and is affected by period poverty, the next time she's on her menses, she will be able to access the sanitary towel since it's washable.
So what exactly do you use? You've just mentioned environmental friendly. We have people who use banana fiber. We have people who use other materials. So what exactly do you use to make these sanitary towels?
Basically, we make use of the clothes that you no longer use them. So we reuse them. Those pieces of clothes, we pile them together and we use some cotton material also for the cover. Then you sew them together as you stitch them. And then it can last for 5 to 8 hours. Yeah. Okay, that's really nice. And guys, while we are at it, do not forget that Pad Pulse Kenya is running a pad bank drive that is set to raise 10,000 pieces of sanitary towels to our young girls across the nation. So it doesn't matter, just, you know, as little as 100 bob Kenya shillings can make us go a long way. Please just make sure that, you know what, you help us get to the 10,000 pieces of sanitary towels. And this episode is courtesy, of course, of the Smart Shopper, our longest serving sponsors. Kama si wao hatungekuwa hapa leo. Yeah, today our main focus is on this
amazing watch that goes for 800 Kenya shillings. Hiyo pesa kidogo tu, and you get a leather watch, a really nice watch. Kitu tu unataka kuifanya for, you can use it, uiweke kwa mkono, gift somebody, anything you'd want to have it for, you'll definitely get this. The number is 0798-154-042 and you get to make your order. Now, let's start with what we're supposed to discuss today. Menstrual Hygiene Day, the 28th of May. Why is it celebrated on that particular day?
It's celebrated on 28th of May because May is the 5th month in a year, and most of the girls out there have their cycle lasting up to 5 days, and it's always a 28-day cycle.
Oh, that's nice. You're so straight to the point, just giving us the knowledge, whatever we are looking for. Yes. Okay, so away from that, let's talk about the effects of menstrual hygiene. You see, so how does the lack of menstrual hygiene affect girls and women across the country?
Lack of menstrual hygiene affects women and girls in many ways, especially health-wise.
Yeah.
Not only does it affect their mental health, it also affects their physical health. In that, let me give an example.
Yeah.
Let us say you don't have water to ensure that you're hygienic during your menses. So you touch your blood or your things as you change them.
Yeah.
Then you can't touch other things. This can cause spreading of infections such as hepatitis B or thrush also.
Yeah.
Apart from that, when they have that problem also, it can also bring problems such as infertility or complication during birth also.
Okay.
And UTIs.
Nice. So talking about infertility and everything, we have myths and misconceptions surrounding menstrual hygiene, menstrual flow, and everything. What are some of the myths that are there, and how can these myths be stopped or prevented?
Some of the myths that are there in the community are myths such as having so much painful cramps is a normal thing. It's not a normal thing.
Yeah.
Some of that need medical checkup. And there is also the other myth of cramps are fake. This one is mostly brought about or said by men who don't know what cramps are or don't feel the cramps. Only ladies know that cramps are real.
Yeah.
And I want to tell the men out there that cramps are real. Yeah. And the other one is that period blood is dirty blood. There is nothing such as dirty blood. Blood is blood. So don't call it dirty blood. That is giving it a bad name. Just call it blood. It's clean blood. It's just blood from your body. And the other myth is that you should not bathe when you're having your periods. This one affects hygiene mostly. When you're on your period, you should be clean. You should take a bath. You should regularly shower and be clean as much as possible.
Okay, that's really, really awesome. It is not dirty blood, it is blood. You see, yani, it happens monthly. It is something we as girls live by each and every day, each and every month, because every day of the year kutakwanga na dem, just one girl having her menstrual cycle on that particular time. So make sure that you take good care of our girls. So Mercy, away from that, now that we have these myths and misconceptions, how well do we ensure that everyone across the country, and especially the men, are made champions to, having this conversation, having these discussions openly, such that it becomes a normal discussion?
This is by creating awareness out there and ensuring that we make an end to stereotyping that men should not be taught about menstruation or stuff. Men should be taught about menstruation as girls are being taught about menstruation, since they are able to support those girls on their menstruation days. And with that, it's going to help a lot.
Okay. Well, sorry. So talking about, of course, access to information can sometimes be really, really hard, and there are challenges to getting to it. So how do we make sure that information imefikia kila mtu? Aside from just, of course, there's the creating awareness and everything. Aside from that, how do you ensure that everyone has access to this information?
Most of the school, starting from primary school, since most of the girls start their adolescence at the age of 12, and those are the ones who are affected or are on their menstruation also, other than women. So the programs that have been started in schools about reproductive health, and I think this menstruation topic is part of it.
Yeah.
With that, even the younger children will be able to be aware and have the knowledge about it.
Okay, so as Boresha Jamii, you're one of the community champions when you really champion a lot for, you know, menstrual hygiene, people having access to this knowledge. Talk to us about your organization.
My organization, Boresha Jamii, we visit various schools and different schools. So in those schools, we go talk about some topics and we pass out the information and give them the information about menstruation other than the other topics of reproductive health that they need to know. We tell them about the advantages and everything, and the facts, the myths, and everything they need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we are coming to the end of the first part of, you know, today's episode. We're talking about menstrual hygiene and what are some of the things that you expect when women are celebrating the Menstrual Hygiene Day that is coming up on Sunday, the 28th of this month. So let me know what you have for the young girls across the country. We are going on a short commercial break. Remember, we still have more for you. So see you in a bit. Get informed on what is happening in our political scenes and people who are making headlines in different parts of the country and the world right here at TAS TV. Join me, LAVIN NYAGOWA, as I bring to you weekly news highlights that are factual every Friday at 4 o'clock. See you then. Welcome to TAS Media Institute, the home of undiscovered talents. You will be trained by professionals who have a passion in what they do. Do not be left behind. Enroll now and become a pioneer of TAS Media Institute. We are located at Neema Plaza, second floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town. Life can sometimes take unexpected turns, and this family's story is no exception. When a gas explosion completely changed the course of their living, Mr. Joseph Lual and his family have been forced to face unimaginable hardships. But even in this phase of adversity, they have managed to persevere with so much resilience. And as the saying goes, adversity introduces you to yourself. Let's get the story of Mr. Joseph and his family.
So welcome to the first episode of Brain Busters. My name is Mwangi Dominic. Leo tuko barabara ya MKU, tunauliza maswali tatanishi.
At TAS Media Institute, we let you discover your talent. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for choosing us, choosing TAS TV all day, every day. So we are back. Remember, if you're just joining us now, we are talking about menstrual hygiene. That's our topic of the day. So in case you missed the first part, please just go back and anzia hapo mwanzo so that you can watch the whole episode. So Mercy, we have menstrual hygiene products, and not everyone can access these products. So how can we ensure that easy products ziko accessible, just like condoms are accessible at any given time in the country every day?
Okay, we can ensure that they're accessible through asking the government to intervene and help out, because honestly, menstruation is not a choice. Sex is a choice. So the same way the government could be able to give out condoms for free, it's just a request that they will also provide free pads for girls, since it's not a choice, as sex is a choice. They can.
Okay, so talking about government, we have, of course, policies that each and every person would want, to the government to come up with. As a champion, what are some of the policies that probably you'd want to recommend?
I'd like to recommend that with also the use of those washable pads that are reusable, those ones can be given out to the communities and people can be taught how to make them. And with that, everyone is able to fight that period poverty for those who are facing it.
Okay, so we have a lot of times young girls tend to miss school, especially when they are on their menses, and it is something that, we have communities in wanasema, if you're on your period, you're not supposed to go to church. If you're on your period, there are certain things you're not supposed to do. As a champion, what is that one lead advice that you'd give to people who still have that kind of mentality, looking at the century yenye tuko at this particular moment?
At this century, I think everyone should be aware that all women and most girls do have their menstruation, and it's not a dirty thing, and it's nothing to be ashamed. And for the women and girls out there, don't be ashamed of your menstruation.
Talking about being ashamed, and of course the stigma and discrimination that comes with menstruation, how well can we ensure that, hii ni kitu yenye at one particular point tumekuja tukafika place yenye we can all have these conversations freely, openly, without just kusikia aibu na watu kuona ni kama this is a taboo, this should not be talked about?
At this time, at this century, we're trying to do away with the gender issues and stereotyping. So sai hakuna ile kitu tunasema ati ini ya madem tu peke yao, ini ya men. Let's just be free and open. And as men out there, like, let us support the ladies and girls out there in their time of menstruations, not abusing them, stigmatizing them, or laughing at them when they stain their clothes.
Okay, so we also have situations where most organizations saizi zinajaribu sana kuweka the boys kwa the front line ya menstrual hygiene. How can these boys be guided ndio waweze kukua so open about this whole menstrual hygiene conversation?
Okay, boys can be guided in a way that minasema tu, like, waletewe hizo pads, you bring a pad and the panty, show them, waonyeshe the reality, show them how it's done, and show them the different types of pads. Waelewe, like, siwashinda kuuliza mbona kuna always kuna the other type, wondering what's the difference, because that's one thing men do wonder a lot, wondering, okay, there are pads but different brands.
Mbona ziko na jina mingi different.
So hizo ni brands tu kama venye kuna mkate, different types of bread. So waletewe tu waonyeshwe and the way zinavalishwa. And they should also understand that waelewa wasichana wenye ananyesha si kitu ya kujitakia, it's just nature. And through that, even ndo mtoto upatikana na even ndo pia ulipatikana thanks to that menstruation.
Okay. That's really, really, really interesting. And so we have institutions. How can we best make sure that, especially tuko na the primary schools, let's wachana na primary schools zenye ziko town. These primary schools zinakuanga at least way more ahead of, you know, other schools. Let's talk about the village primary schools, where we have a lot of girls who are really, really naive, and then the boys pia huko are very, very naive. Utapata it's accident because some things cannot be avoided, especially kama, for instance, I am on my menses, nani chafue nguo. Hiyo ni kitu siwezi avoid. Imefanyika na imefanyika kama mimi mwenyewe sijui. So how can institutions best help, you know, best help these students, especially to maintain a good menstrual hygiene?
Okay, we can provide a safe space for them. They can also provide water, because water is part of what brings hygiene. And they can provide information to those girls, like your time when you're on your days, asikuwa na feel shy to share with the teachers or someone, like, so that they can be excused wakitaka kutoka nje to change. And they can also have a safe space, like a private place they can change. Venye umesema shule za ushago, maybe hazina privacies of the law and stuff. They can find a place like wanaweza kuwa free to go there and change. And in case umemess nguo yako, like you can feel free there to clean it.
Okay.
Also.
Let's now talk about the health issues that come with menstrual hygiene. What are some of the common health issues or infections that are associated with poor menstrual hygiene, and how can people be helped out of this?
Some of the diseases or infections that are associated with poor menstrual hygiene is something such as UTI, urinary tract infection. We also have infertility. We also have birth complications, as well as when you don't clean your hands and you've touched you from changing, you should clean your hands before and after. Not just after, because you're going to change and you don't want to infect yourself with your dirty hands. So you have to clean your hands, then you go change, and after changing you come clean your hands so that you cannot infect the other people, since you're from touching your own blood, which can spread germs and infections.
Okay, so how for instance niende hospitali as a result of that, ama leave alone at the hospital part, how can we best help people prevent having such infections? It starts with us from home, of course. Umesema there's the part here, of course, kosha mkono after every other thing, but what else can be done?
Regularly changing of pads. So it depends on your floors, if you are a heavy floor or a light floor. Light floor ni wale watu hunyesha kidogo, si heavy sana. Then heavy floors are those people wenye hunyesha like sana. So you should change your pads regularly, and the size of pads pia yenye unavaa. For light floor and a heavy floor, hawezi vaa pad inafanana. For the heavy floor, she needs a long thick pad so that it can sustain her. But for a light floor, anaweza tumia thin, just normal pad. So regularly changing of pads. Usikae nayo for more than 8 hours. Overstaying with that blood is not good. That's where the infections comes in. Unajua ni damu na ikikawia, una sweat, kuna joto, inauza pia. So you should change.
Okay, now that we mentioned boys are not having the knowledge of, you know, different types of sanitary towels that we have, let's talk about that.
Okay. As for men, there are different types of sanitary towels from different brands. Ndio maana utasikia ziko na jina tofauti, but all serve the same purpose, to prevent your menstruation from leaking. So, and also the washable ones pia ziko, they serve the same work with hizo zingine zenye zinabaiwa. So size ndio ziko different. Kuna zenye ziko thick, kuna zenye ziko thin, kuna na long pia. Is on your difference. So as for those who are heavy floors, wanatumia thick and long pads ndio iwa sustain since wananyesha mob. And then as for those who are light floors, they can use just normal or normal and thin. Kuna thin na kuna normal, wanaweza tumia hizo. As for the washable and those ones that are homemade, they can sustain mtu mwenye a heavy floor and a light floor. So imetengenezwa to sustain you, that it can sustain you for 8 hours, haita leak. Okay,
maybe just to mention, we also have the cups and probably the tampons. Talk to us about the two.
Yeah, so we also have the cups and the tampons. As for the cups, nika cup tu kadogo, like it's inserted in there to fetch the menstruation inaingia hapo ndani.
Yeah.
And it also needs to be changed. Ndio isijai, like you need to dispose that nini yenye imeingia ndani, isijai cause ita leak.
Yeah.
As for the tampons also, it's not advisable to sleep with tampons. Kama unatumia tampons, use them daytime and also change them cause zinajanga pia. And at night time, go for the pads.
The
normal pads, sanitary towels.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on with tampons.
Okay, so guys, as we slowly come to the end, Mercy, talk to us about, you know, some resources or rather educational materials that, you know, are available to learn more about menstrual hygiene.
As for the resources and materials that are available, ni hizi tu vitu tuko nazo locally, like water, that's the materials we need for proper cleaning, or if you can afford the sanitizer also, it's for the good or better. Another thing, the pads themselves, the pads, tampons, the cups, those menstrual products that you need so that you can use them, and innerwears also. Those are some of the things that you'll also need. Yeah, I think some can also need painkillers. Yeah. Take a lot of fruits and drink a lot of water. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we've just learned something from Mercy. For the men, we have different types of, you know, menstrual hygiene products. That is the right one. But yeah, that is the right name for them. Menstrual hygiene products. Different sanitary towels. We have tampons. We have the menstrual cups. Depending on what's comfortable for, you know, the girl who's around you. Because anaweza kuwa ni mamako, anaweza kuwa ni demi yako, anaweza kuwa ni sister yako. But then having the knowledge is also very, very, very important. Knowing what exactly to do at what time, when to give them this, and it's also very important to give care packages. Hawezi jua how much that really helps, you know. So Mercy, what's that one advice you have for the girls, and tell us something about, you know, probably what Boresha is planning to do on the menstrual hygiene day.
So one advice I have for the girls out there, be proud of being a girl, be empowered, and be knowledgeable. Nishaambia kuhusu menstrual hygiene. Clean your hands before and after. Yeah. And change your pads regularly. Yeah. So is there something that Boresha as an organization probably is doing for the menstrual hygiene day? Yeah, for the menstrual hygiene day, Boresha as an organization, we've come up with this idea of gathering pads together so that you can donate for those, so that you can share and make free donations for those who don't have and those who can't afford the community. Yeah. As well as we're coming up with the idea and the program of washable pads. So for those facing period poverty, Boresha is also going to cover you with that. Yes, guys. So that is good news to anyone who's in Thika. You're somewhere around Thika and you can, of course, get to Thika town. Boresha Jamii Initiative is going to be doing something nice for, you know, the menstrual hygiene day. So be on the lookout for that, okay? So we've come to the end of today's program. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you so much for choosing TAS TV. Let's meet same time, same place next week. God bless you. My name is LAVIN NYAGOWA.
Welcome to TAS Media Institute, the home of undiscovered talents. You will be trained by professionals who have a passion in what they do. Do not be left behind. Enroll now and become a pioneer of TAS Media Institute. We are located at Neema Plaza, 2nd floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town.
Life can sometimes take unexpected turns, and this family's story is no exception. When a gas explosion completely changed the course of their living, Mr. Joseph Lual and his family have been forced to face unimaginable hardships. But even in this phase of adversity, they have managed to persevere with so much resilience. And as the saying goes, adversity introduces you to yourself. Let's get the story of Mr. Joseph and his family.
So welcome to the first episode of Brain Busters. My name is Mwangi Dominic. Leo tuko barabara ya MKU, tunauliza maswali tatanishi.
At TAS Media Institute, we let you discover your talent.